as you can see here, we are rounding up the first block of our work, which is this one here. That's exactly like this. So when you want to close the first block of your work, you do yarn over one chain, and you do half single chains like this to close it up. That's to make sure the work is lying flat properly. If you don't do that, you will struggle to come and pick it up at the next stage. So as you can see here, we are rounding up the first block of our work, which is this one here. That's exactly like this. So when you want to close the first block of your work, you do yarn over one chain, and you do double single chains like this to close it up. That's to make sure the work is lying flat properly. If you don't do that, you will struggle to come and pick it up at the next stage. So we're forming our square properly and closing in properly as well. We do all of this to the very last one there, and we'll do the last chain as well, this one there, and you pull through. This is how it looks like. So you'll be wondering that how do I do to get this next square, which is here, because what we've done is this one, the first one. So to do the next one, we are going to cut the thread off there and come back here. I don't want to turn the work and work like that because it's going to make a mess. It's not going to, all the work will not come out on one side like this. So this is where we use our scissors to cut this up, and we'll be talking it a bit later, and pull it through. So the next place we begin, it's here. So because we're working corner to corner, we come back to this side, and we want our buttons to stay on one side. I'll get my thread again, and I will do the same thing I did in the beginning. I will be chaining 10, and this time around I'll be a bit faster. So I'll put the yarn through there, yarn over, and I will join you when I'm coming backward. I'm going to be chaining 10 from here, and I'll come backward. So I've done the 10, and I'll come backward, picking yarns one after another. So I'll get back to the very end because we're attaching the second base of the work, which is this part here. So we're doing, this is what we've done this bit here, and we're coming down this way, and we're coming like this. So this is the first bit we do. So first of all, do this angle right here before we go to the next one. So I've picked backward, and then at this very last space, you put your needle through here and through the first hook that you were initially to secure the work in place, and you pull it through. You'll be a bit difficult, but you'll get there. You repeat it a couple of times, and then I'm going to pull now backward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be careful as well you're pulling backward, because if you pull backward without looking properly, you'll make a mistake. So that's the first one being attached. To attach the second one, we'll do the same thing in between this work here, in between this work here, in between the work here, in between this one, like that, and through that one, and then this is where we'll put the next one. Yeah, you can see this space here, so that the work lies close to each other. I'll pull backward, 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 backward. Backward, backward. So basically I have done the first square, which is that one. Now we're doing the second square, which is this one, and then we'll come down to, well, we'll carry on up to here, where you come to the space here. So that's how you form your square. So I will join you when I'm almost at the tip here. Thank you. So right now here we have almost completed our second stage of the work, which is like this. So I've done these 2 squares. We'll be doing this next one right here, and I'll show you how to decrease. So when you're doing Tunisian crochet, you increase by starting at this point, going up, and you decrease by filling in the squares that you see. So yeah, I will do exactly the same thing I did in the first work. Just yarn over like a single chain and close it, single chain and close it. If you notice, I'm going in between these 2 spaces like that and closing it. I'll do it close again one more time. So you put in between the first hook and in between the work there, and you close it one more time like that, and you close it. So you can see it's lying like a square again properly. And the very last one in between like this, and you close it. So now here we're moving to the next square, which is on top here. I'll put my first yarn there, pull it through to secure that this one is in place. And with this one is basically simple, because we're creating the next square, which is 1, we've done 2, this one we are going to be working on top here, right here. So I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The last one is always left on its own, so yarn over 1 and then yarn over 2 as you're going backward. So we're going to repeat this, the backward and forward, for another 9 chains. So I'm going to do this for the next 9 and I will show you. Thank you. So as you can see right here, we've done the 3 blocks of this work already, which is like this. I know it's white, open white, but I'm sure you can see what I'm saying. And the back looks like this. So when you're doing a Tunisian blanket, you can do the increase is always 1 size up, and when I say increase, you put from here, you increase 1, increase 1. But with this one, because I'm showing you a sample work, I'm going to do the decrease. So this is the 4 blocks that we're working in, and this is the 4 we've done so far. So you always work your Tunisian blanket with a C to C, which is corner to corner, like this. I will carry on to decrease. I'm going to be closing it here. This is where my needle will get into, and I will do the next stitch, whereby I will pick up the yarn here and close it to close the square. But if you want to make a blanket in an increasing portion, as you can see on this one, we have been increasing. The blanket, you do up to 10 squares or 12 squares, depending on how big you want your blanket to be. Thank you. So for this last one, this is where my thread and hook goes into. Yarn 1, secured it properly. I will be picking up the yarn right here, which is 1, 2, so I'm working in the space here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we're creating a new work, if we go to the very last one, and then we put the hook in between the space and we go backward. So every time you're working with this one, you walk and you pick in between the space provided. One. So you see me picking the front post and in between up. So front post and there, front post and in there, front post like that, front post like that, and front post like that, and there. The next place falls there. And I'll go backward 1, 2. So if I'm counting, and if you know you make mistakes when you're doing this, this is where you can put your pegs as well. Your pegs come in at this point. When you pegs your work, so you remember where you finished or where you started. So you should not forget. So because I've done it so many times, I've mastered it already. I tend to forget to put the pegs, but if you're a very beginner, put your pegs in your work. So remember which square starts when and the number of front posts you need to do, because sometimes when you're doing it and you're really quick, you may forget. Sorry for the cough. So there we go, front post. See, our peg is reminding us this is where we end our work, and we put it there. We go backward, backward, backward. I enjoy a lot doing these videos because sometimes when you look for left hand crochet videos, it's not that easy. So you can see the work has been going up. So I've done the first one, which you saw. The second one was this two, and this is the last one we're closing up. So I'm going to carry on with this two here, and I'll close it. I'll meet you there. Thank you. So here now we are rounding our work, which I've done our 4 squares properly. So there's one pattern on this side looking like this with the front post there, and one pattern on the other side looking like this, like a wave, like that. So this work is perfectly, this blanket is perfectly nice for any season, be it winter or summer, because it's very light, as you can see. It won't irritate or anything. So what I can say is this one is that we've done a perfectly small dolly blanket for people who have kids and they have little girls. So you can put this in their little baby girl's bedroom dolly. So right now here I am closing my work, whereby I do single crochets around. So I'm going to carry on to the end, and I will meet you. So right here now it is a complete little dolly blanket to put in her bed, and you can do the edges all the way you want, or you can leave the edges with this, adding more to it so that it has like a flare all around the bed. And this is how the back looks like. So thank you for watching. As I said earlier on, this is how you do the bigger one. The bigger one increases at a stage of it. This is the first square, which is block 1. The second one gives you these 4 blocks, which I just showed you. And the more you go, this is how you grow. So with Tunisia, you grow C to C, corner to corner, which right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I'm going to carry until I reach 10. And it's the same box of squares all the way to the very top. The same thing being repeated. You just go forward and backward, and you get your work done. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check on ngheart25 on Instagram. Thank you, and on Facebook. Bye.